So once again, we are with Luckie, who is in Poland, in Tyler's sister city, actually, as Fire Chief David Koble is touring the fire station. Let's head it on over to him. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Devin. Yes, if you were watching during Good Morning East Texas, we took you to a refugee center that is serving the needs of thousands of Ukrainian refugees who are staying here in Tyler's sister city of Jelenia Góra in the western part of Poland. But I wanted to touch base with you really quickly because we had a really neat opportunity for members of the delegation to kind of further explore possible relationships here in our sister city. And so Tyler's Fire Chief David Koble is getting a personal tour of the newest fire station in our sister city, Jelenia Góra. Jelenia Góra is comparable in size to Tyler. Its population is about 80,000 people, but this is a modern, state-of-the-art facility. I'll turn it around here, and you can see members of the Tyler delegation here meeting with the fire crew of the Jelenia Góra main fire station. A really beautiful modern facility here on the inside. You can see this is their apparatus room. As the fire chief says, it's called back in Tyler, but they have so many fire trucks and different vehicles for different things. A ladder truck. They have another truck that has a winch on the back of it that could actually remove a vehicle that, for example, could be in a wreck or in a ditch. And here you can see some of the Jelenia Góra firefighters here putting some of their equipment back into the fire truck. In just a minute, I'd love for you to hear from the fire chief himself, because this has been eye-opening for him as well. He said that there are things here that he, in his entire career around the country, has never been able to see. There's an education room that we just toured, which is used for school groups and community education. And I'm going to take you now back inside the fire station, and we'll listen in for just a moment. So this is a supply room. Of course, you see in the distance, Fire Chief David Koble. Here directly in front of your screen is Mickey Slimp. He is a board member for the Tyler Sister Cities organization. In the blue jacket here is Darren Jennings. He's the city engineer. And this is Michael Howell in the black suit, who is, of course, the manager of the Tyler Metropolitan Planning Organization, the transportation guru, as he's been referred to. But these are members of the Jelenia Góra Fire Department here, kind of taking them room by room of this modern facility that opened in the last 2 years. The chief has also talked about the possibility of having firefighters from Jelenia Góra come to Tyler and stay for a month in one of our fire houses, and of course do some training and maybe some knowledge sharing with members of our fire department. So we're continuing to make our way into other parts of the facility. So again, modern facility here constructed in just the last 2 years. The Sister Cities program, the reason for this visit again, is to strengthen ties with Tyler's sister city of Jelenia Góra. In what ways can East Texas, can Tyler specifically work with Western Poland to help make the world just a little smaller place? The power of citizen diplomacy was really put on display earlier this year. Of course, when the city of Tyler helped coordinate a fundraising campaign that sent $30,000 to be used at the refugee center that we brought you to earlier this morning on GMET. And there is more help on the way. There are more efforts to raise more money. And it really was so impressive to be able to see exactly where the generosity of East Texas has gone. To be quite honest, it was really tough, walking in and seeing the faces of all of these women. It was mostly women here standing in line just to get some food. and putting a real personal touch on what we've been reporting on for the last 7 months happening across the border here in Ukraine. But again, a couple thousand refugees are here in the city of Yelenya Gora, and they have welcomed them with open arms. They said it's the human thing to do. So we're going to step right outside, and I'm going to pull the fire chief aside, and we'll get a quick interview with him. Chief, we're on our streaming channel right now. Could I ask you a question or two about your observations so far? Maybe if we step out here where it's quiet. So we're going to walk out here where it's just a little quieter. Can you hear us okay, Devin? I know there's a lot going on in the background.
Oh, no.
I'm going to flip it around.
Good
And of course, we're with Tyler Fire Chief David Coble. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen here that has opened your eyes or that has surprised you. You have seen a lot in your career.
I have, and I've been in the fire service about 38 years, and this is the largest fire station I've ever seen. But it's also an all-in-one. So it's a training center, it's a maintenance facility, and it's a 5-bay fire station that has rescue equipment, a dive team. So it's a combination of probably 3 fire stations in a normal city, but here it's all in one, and it's just built on this hillside. It's beautiful.
What things are you going to take back to Tyler that you've seen so far? I realize we're only in the first full day of this delegation, but so far, what kind of ideas have gone off in your head?
One of the biggest ones is they have an upstairs area, or right over the fire station, that's a fire safety village, inside village, that teaches children how to avoid and how to prevent fires, in both outside, in cold and warm weather, in the kitchen, in the bedroom. It's a really upscale. I've never seen anything like it in the United States. So I don't know of anyone who's duplicated what they've done here, but it is top-notch and high-tech.
Earlier this morning, we, of course, visited the city council meeting for Yelenya Gora, and you gave some remarks on behalf of the city of Tyler. What are just some of the emotions or thoughts just in the short period of time that you've had to be able to kind of collect your thoughts and what you've seen so far?
This community is so, they have such a big heart. They want to bring so many people in. The refugees, they brought them in. They made them feel like they're at home. And they're so appreciative of the people of East Texas for all they've done for them. And we've been able to experience that as delegates from Tyler here, that they're so appreciative, and they bring up all the time the fact that East Texas donated to this community. And so that is on the forefront. I think they've been waiting to find some people to hug and to thank, and they've been doing that the whole time they've been here.
All right, Chief, thanks a lot. Of course, Devin, we will continue to have more meetings planned throughout the day with other city organizations here in Yelenya Gora, individual meetings, and just learning how can East Texas deepen its ties. Now, I do want to encourage everyone watching right now to go to kltv.com or ktre.com and click on the community page. You'll find our In Focus page there. And there's a whole story that details the relationship between Tyler, Texas, and its 6 sister cities. You may not have known that Yelenya Gora was one, or that we had 6 sister cities that we have active partnerships with. But you can learn a little bit more about how citizen diplomacy impacts us in East Texas and how it impacts other communities around the world. And so you'll be able to move around an interactive map and learn about each of these communities. The partnership, the relationship with Yelenya Gora is one of the closer partnerships, one of the more active ones. And we'll be here for several more days and checking back with you here on East Texas Now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lane, for calling us and letting us see that beautiful facility. It really is impressive. Even just looking at it with all of the different vehicles right there, man, it looks great. It looks like our fire chief agrees as well and has a couple of notes that he can bring back to Tyler with us. And it's so cool, like you were talking about, to see, so many people in our live chat when we talk about the stories of Russia and Ukraine and the devastation of Russia's invasion and what it's caused, say, what can we do to help? Where can we go? Can we donate somewhere? And now we're seeing those donations in action right there with our very own Tyler residents, boots on the ground, being able to see what the residents across the world have been able to do for Ukrainian refugees and for our sister city that is consistently welcoming them and trying to make some of them a permanent home there. Is that correct?
Yes, you know, a lot of people, of course, a lot of the refugees that we've talked to, of course, through an interpreter, you know, do want to return home. But there are many who have decided to stay here in Yelenya Gora or move across the border into the Czech Republic or Germany. But because it is so welcoming here and because there are opportunities, they've filled a lot of open jobs that needed to be filled in this community. So the refugees are having a big impact on the economy here in Western Poland in a very positive way. You know, of course, we know all too well back in the States about worker shortages. And this is one way that those workers are really able to find new opportunities and start a new life if they want to stay. There's long-term opportunities here as well. But you were so right. And if anyone is interested really in making a contribution, you can still go to the Tyler Sister Cities website and make a secure donation to the nonprofit, and that money will be wired here to Yelenya Gora. This morning, we showed boxes of food and meats and medical supplies. This entire refugee center had City of Tyler logos that they had put all over it, not because of anything Tyler did or directed, but because they are so thankful for the generosity of East Texans. And it really was apparent how big a difference it is making here, and that it is appreciated and more work can be done.
What a cool experience, Lane. Thank you so much for taking us along on this tour, and throughout the rest of the week, we'll continue to catch up with you, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Devin, thanks.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Again, that is our East Texas News' Lane Luckie from Yelenya Gora, Tyler's sister city. He'll be there all week with a delegation of Tyler. I mean, you saw the Tyler fire chief. You saw a whole lot of people up there in Tyler that are now in Poland, boots on the ground, making those connections and seeing what we've done, right? As well as learning from them to take back and make sure that Tyler continues to get bigger and better. So what a cool experience. What cool relationships that are forming out there. So excited to continue to bring you more from Lane later on today and through the rest of this week.